It's another Tuesday night of basketball action here at the Stallion Cup Season 6, presented by Exped Charcoal Sox. Week 5 of our tournament continues with another two-game slate, headlined by our game on hand, featuring CW Home Depot and Zhoosh. Live from the AYSN Sports Center, the home of the Stallion Cup here in Domingo in San Juan. It is Week 5 of the Stallion Cup Season 6. This is Jonas Reyes, your live play-by-play anchor, only for the Stallion Cup. Looking for a bounce-back win, CW Home Depot faces a tough and resilient Zhoosh.PH squad. Currently at number four spot with a 3-1 record. Zhoosh.PH takes their three-game winning run against CW Home Depot, a team with a 2-2 card. Our main game, on the other hand, at 8:30 p.m., features Boysen up against Shunam McDavid. Both teams looking to improve their spot in our team standings. Both teams are just finishing with their warm-up sessions. When we come back, it's the opening tip-off between CW Home Depot and Zeus.ph. You're watching the Stallion Cup Season 6. Exped Charcoal Soft Confidence. Good evening, basketball fans. Live from the AYSN Sports Center here in Domingo in San Juan. We continue with the action here at the 6th Stallion Cup Exped Charcoal South Conference. Week 5 of our competition features a doubleheader. We have our game on hand, CW Home Depot going up against Zhoosh. Our main game at 8:30 p.m. is Boysen up against Shuna David. This is Jonas Reyes, your live play-by-play anchor only for the Stallion Cup. Zhoosh.PH in red, CW Home Depot in orange. Here comes Josh Lim with the leather. Cutting from the right sky for the lay-in. He will score. Joining Josh Lim in the Zhoosh.PH starting unit are Caleb Dihenko, Wellington Yap, Gian Fernando, and Rico Farillas. Meanwhile, for CW Home Depot, in the starting unit are Mark Ngo, Mao Muya, Martin Kokentong, and Ray Jan Lee. Ball down to the post. Martin Ko will miss on that shot. Rebound secured by Josh Lim. Lim with the pass. Fernando for 3. No good. Rebound secured by Martin Ko. Handed over to Ray Jan Lee. Guarded by Rico Farillas. Lee to the rim. Ball is tapped out of bounds. It will stay with CW Home Depot. What's up, Marco? We have Marco Saplala and Thirdy Saplala here at our broadcast table. Probably they will be cheering for Shuna McDavid later on, right? Up against Boysen in our main game. Martin Ko going for the putback, no good. How about a third serving for Martin? That wouldn't fall in. Rebound by Ray Jan Lee. He's trapped. Kentong for 3. That is no good. Rebound secured by Josh Lim. Outlet pass to Wellington Yap. Lefty layup. That one is good. 4-2 lead for the red shirts. Here comes Mao Muya now with the leather. Looking for Martin Ko. Instead he passes to Mark Ngo. Now to Ray Jan Lee. 1-on-1 against Farillas. Leaner by Lee is good. First 2 points of the ball game for Ray Jan Lee. We are tied at 4. Ball possession now with Zhoosh.PH. They are on a 3-game winning streak. Currently a 3-1 record. Looking to go 4-1. As Caleb Dihenko cuts to the rim. Kicks it out. Farillas down to the corner. 3-pointer by Fernando. Trickles out. Rebound. Here comes Martin Ko. Defended by Farillas. Dumps a pass to Mao Muya. Now to Kentong. Goes cross court. Mark Ngo at the corner. Ray Jan Lee. Top of the key. 3. That is offline. Martin Ko is there for the putback. First 2 points of the ball game for Martin Ko. 2-point lead for CW Home Depot. They come up with a steal. Here comes Mao Muya. Setting things up for the orange shirts. Ray Jan Lee free for the 3. Gives it up to Martin Ko. Ball was tapped out of bounds. It will go the way of Zhoosh.PH. Zhoosh won it 98-96 against Traverse Asia Builders last Tuesday with Josh Lim leading the charge for the red shirts with 34.5 rebounds on 3 of 8 shooting from the 3-point line. Meanwhile, CW Home Depot coming off the heels of a 71-69 loss against Rubio 300 last Saturday. Heinrich Tan top scored for the orange shirts with 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists. Almost a triple-double there for Heinrich Tan. Gian Fernando coming up with a rebound. Caleb Dihenko to the breakaway. He will score. First 2 points of the ball game for Caleb Dihenko. Still a 2-point advantage for CW Home Depot. Here comes Martin Ko down the post to Ray Jan Lee. Guarded by Farillas. Ko giving up a screen. Mark Ngo. Kentong. Corner 3. In and out. Rebound picked up here by Caleb Dihenko. Bothered by Mark Ngo, who completes the steal. Turnover against Zhoosh.PH. Now to Martin Ko against 2 defenders. He will spin out. Bounce pass to Ray Jan Lee. CW Home Depot using up the shot clock. Lee, sidestep, leaner. That is short. Ball goes out of bounds in favor of Zhoosh.PH. 5 minutes and 48 remaining here in the first. Here comes Rico Farillas. Speeding things up for the red shirts to Fernando. Back to Farillas, guarded by Kentong. Someone is open at the corner. Fernando takes it 3. Jackpot! First 3-pointer of the ballgame nailed there by Gian Fernando. 1-point lead for Zhoosh.PH. Here comes Marco crossing the midcourt line. Defended by Farillas. to Martin Ko. At the top of the key, Mao Muya thinking three. Draws closer. Kentong from the corner. Overcooks that one. Rebound by Mark Ko. No reset on the shot clock for CW Home Depot. Martin Ko going for the putback. He will score. 4.7 rebounds in the ballgame for Martin Ko with 5:09 remaining in the first. We have a mandatory substitution. What's up? .509 remaining here in the first. At this juncture, we would like to thank our league sponsors, Exped Charcoal Socks, Experience Quality, Boysen, the #1 paint, Kauri Tap Room, serving international favorites with Filipino twist, Nike Park Access, Celsius Energy Drink, Live Fit, and Kaukai Thai Chicken House, good food, good friend, Christian Lee, Elbow J, that doesn't work. Rebound secured by Rayjan Lee, leading the charge for CW Home Depot. Lee setting things up for the orange shirts. Mid-range jumper. That one is good. First basket of the ballgame for Macklin Chen, giving CW Home Depot a 3-point lead. Three-pointer. Overcooks that one. Rebound by Mark Mo. Back to Kentong. An underman. CW Home Depot squad ahead by 3. Here comes Rajan Lee with the leather. Guarded by Tan. Lee to the rim. He will score. 5-point advantage for CW Home Depot. Here comes Coach Andro Torres. Setting up the offense for the red shirts. Torres bumps a pass to Christian Lee. Guarded by Muya, and a dribbling violation will be called against Christian Lee. Ball going back here to the orange shirts. They are ahead by 5. Here comes Mao Umuya. Now to Rajan Lee. Back to Muya. Bounce pass. Macklin Chen near the baseline. Jab stepping. Chen. Kick out. Mark Ngo to Lee. Shot clock down to 7. Lee. Jab stepping. Pulls up for a 3. That is short. Rebound by Christian Lee. Looking for an outlet pass. JB Aliling. Chua. He will score. First 2 points of the ball game for Hans Yu Chua. Off an assist from JB Aliling. That assist play is brought to you by Nike Park Access. Mao Muya now with the ball. Finds Rajan Lee. Back to Muya. Drives closer. Kick out pass. Keng Tung at the corner. To the post. Macklin Chen. Backing down his defenders. Jumper is no good, but the ball was tapped out of bounds by Andro Torres. Ball stays with CW Home Depot with 2 on the shot clock. You have to go quick on this one. Kentong, corner 3. That is an air ball. But the rebound is secured by Aliling with a pitch. Hans-Yu Chua lays it in. 4 points in the ball game for Hans-Yu Chua. That will cut CW Home Depot's lead to 1. Muya to Mark Ngo. Guarded by Aliling. And he will be called for the traveling violation. 2 minutes and 59 remaining in the first. Inbound by JB Aliling to Andro Torres, guarded by Muya. Hands out. Chua for 3, no good. Rebound by Rajan Lee. Here comes CW Home Depot now on the run. Lee leading the charge. Lee twisting in midair. He is fouled. Called for the foul will be Christian Lee. At the stripe, shooting 2 free throws is Rajan Lee, averaging 11.3 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 2.8 assists per contest here in our 12-team tournament. First free throw for Rajan is good. 2-point advantage for CW Home Depot. Rajan Lee now with 9 in the ball game. Lining up for the second. 2 for 2 on the trip for Rajan Lee. He is now in early double figures. 3-point advantage for the orange shirts. Here comes Andro Torres. Guarded by Ken Tung. Screen by Christian Lee. Guarded by Muya. To Hans Yu Chua with a crossover. Screen again by Lee. Andro Torres fires a three. That is short. Rebound by Macklin Chen. Hands it over to Rajan Lee. 2 and 20 remaining in the first. Lee, sidestep, leaner, block. But he goes for the putback. He will score. 12 points now in the ball game for Rajan Lee. A 5-point advantage for CW Home Depot. Here comes Hansu Chua. Guarded by Mao Muya. Bounce pass. Andro Torres down the post against Macklin Chen. Double pass. Lee is fouled. The foul will be called against Rajan Lee. At the stripe, shooting two free throws would be Christian Lee, averaging also in double figures in this tournament. 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists per contest for Christian Lee. Less than 2 minutes remaining here in the first. Free throw is good for Christian Lee. A 4-point advantage for 3-point advantage rather for CW Home Depot. This time out is brought to you by Exped Charcoal Socks. Experience quality. We will be back. Ball back at the hands here of CW Home Depot. They are ahead by 3. Here comes Mark Ngo, guarded by Aliling. Dumps a pass, Macklin Chen. Mao Muya at the corner. Cuts to the rim. No look pass. Macklin Chen. Elbow jumper. That is no good. Muya is there for the rebound. The putback comes up short. Rebound here by Christian Lee. Dumps pass. Anshu Chua couldn't control the leather. Ball will go the way of CW Home Depot. 1:27 remaining here in the first. Here comes Rajan Lee. Flushing things down the floor. Finds a gap. Plays it in. He will score. 14 points now in the ballgame for Rajan Lee. A 5-point advantage for CW Home Depot. Aliling. Hansu Chua with a fake. Drives baseline. Drop pass. Christian Lee will score. 4 points now in the ballgame for Christian Lee. CW Home Depot's lead down to 3. Here comes Mark Ngo. Finds Rajan Lee with less than a minute remaining here in the first. Rajan Lee, pull up 3. That is short. Mark Ngo with a save, but it's picked up by Christian Lee. Ball goes out of bounds in favor of Zhoosh.PH. Is this yours? Sideline inbound play here for the red shirt. Hansu Chua goes up for the 3. Jackpot! We are tied at 20 as Hansu Chua sinks a 3-pointer brought to you by Boysen, the #1 paint. Here comes Mark Ngo, setting up the table for the orange shirts, guarded by Hansu Chua. Goes cross court. Now to Rajan Lee. To Mark Ngo. Muya is open from the corner. Ngo for the lay-in. That one falls in. 2-point advantage for CW Home Depot. Shot clock is off. Hansu Chua can waste away the clock here. Zhoosh.PH going for the last shot. Andro Torres cuts to the middle. Torres will miss. Rebound by Macklin Chen. A second remaining. Lee will fire. That will come up short. And at the end of the first, a 22-20 advantage for CW Home Depot over Zhoosh.PH. This quarter break is brought to you by Kaukai Thai Chicken House. Good food, good friend. The second quarter when we come back. Quarter number 2 between Zhoosh.PH and CW Home Depot. First possession of the period going the way of the red shirts. Gian Fernando to Rico Farillas. Now to Josh Lim. Pulls up for the 3. Overtook that one. Rebound by Martin Ko. CW Home Depot now on the run. They don't have the numbers. Ko forced up a shot. That is no good. Rebound by Gian Fernando. Here comes Carl Lim. Pulls up for the 3. That is no good. But a loose ball foul will be called against a red shirt. And that would be Rico Farillas will be called for his first personal foul. Sideline inbound play here for the orange shirts. Here comes Muya. Back to Mark Ngo. Playing in extended minutes here. Here comes Muya. Guarded by Farillas. Screened by Martin Ko. 10 seconds on the CW Home Depot shot clock. Ko will spin. Ball now is with Henderson Nash. Kentong missed another 3. Long pitch. Josh Lim, 2 defenders in front of him. Circus layup, that is no good. Lim with offensive board. Dumps a pass to Wellington Yap. Mishandles the leather. Still here by the orange shirts. Here comes Henderson Nash. Oh, hesitation dribble. Ball is tapped here. Stolen away. Nearly stolen by the red shirts, but the ball will stay with CW Home Depot. 15 on their shot clock. Nash. Baseline inbound. Muya fires a 3. That is no good. Rebound battle here. Ball will stay with CW Home Depot. Shot clock at 13 here for the orange shirts. Inbound by Henderson Nash. Looking for a target. Martin Ko. Guarded by Wellington Yap. Back to Nash. Pulls up for a 3. That is no good. Rebound by Gian Fernando. Hand it over to Rico Farillas. Fernando. Mark Go going for the steal. Fernando lays it in. No good. Rebound by Martin Ko. Here comes Ko leading the charge for the orange shirts. Ko. This is a pass. Henderson Nash for 3. Bang! Bang! First basket of the ballgame for Henderson Nash is a 3-pointer. 5-point advantage for CW Home Depot. Lim for 3. Overtook that one. Rebound by Marco. Here comes the orange shirt. Stepping on the gas once more, but they don't have the numbers. Ngo. Emergency pass to Martin Ko. Against Yap. Ko. Power move to the basket. He will miss. Rebound again by Gian Fernando. Zhoosh now on the run. Josh Lim against Tong. Wild on that one. Rebound battle. Picked up here by Mao Muya. Outlet. Martin Ko to the rim. He will miss. Rebound again for Gian Fernando. Bounce pass to Rico Farillas against 2 defenders. Loader is gone. Oh. That play is brought to you by Celsius Energy Drink Live Fit. CW Home Depot's lead down to 3. Henderson Nash guarded by Farillas. Now to Mao Muya thinking 3. Decides to go closer. Lays it in. No good. Rebound by Gian Fernando. Zhoosh.PH on the run. Fernando. No look pass. Farillas is fouled. Foul will be called against number 7. That is Henderson Nash. At the stripe to shoot 2 free throws is Rico Farillas. The red shirts are down by 3. Again, Zhoosh.PH riding a wave of momentum here on a 3-game winning streak. They lost their opening match but won 3 straight. Currently at the number 4 spot. Meanwhile, CW Home Depot at 0500 with a 2-2 record, currently sitting at number 8 in our team standings. Here comes Kentong. Mark Ngo for 3. That is short. Ball bounces. Nearly goes out. Mark Ngo off a Kentong offensive board. He will miss on that layup try. Rebound by Gian Fernando. Now to Rico Farillas. Henderson Nash in front of him. Farillas is blocked. That block shot by Henderson Nash is brought to you by Kauri Tap Room, serving international favorites with Filipino twists. Baseline inbound play here for the boys in red. Farillas to Fernando. He is open for a 3. That is offline though. Rebound by Henderson Nash. 6:30 remaining here in the second. Nash with the ball, guarded by Farillas. Nash will spin, creating space. Jumper is gone! Plus the foul! 3-point play opportunity here for Henderson Nash. Getting the foul from Rico Farillas, his second of the ball game. At the stripe, shooting 2 free throws. As Henderson Nash prepares to line up for a bonus free throw. Looking to extend this 27-23 CW Home Depot lead, and he does. Good on the bonus. Zhoosh.PH with the possession. Down by 5. Farillas. No look pass. Wellington Yap is fouled. The foul will be called against Martin Cove. With 6:09 remaining here in the second, Wellington Yap at the free throw stripe. So shoot 2 free throws. First free throw for Wellington. That is too strong. Tournament averages equal 4.5 points and 4.5 rebounds per contest for Wellington Yap. Still a 5-point advantage for CW Home Depot. Second attempt for Yap. That one falls in. A split on that trip for Wellington Yap. A 28-24 scoreline in favor of CW Home Depot. Henderson Nash signaling a play for the orange shirts. Finds Mark Ngo. Cross court. Kentong. 4-3. No good. Rebound battle picked up here by Lim. To Gian Fernando. Pressure defense by the orange shirts. Josh Lim. And it over to Fernando, who will be fouled by Mark Ngo. First personal foul of the ball game against Mark Ngo. Ball will stay with the red shirts. Here comes Fernando. To Josh Lim, getting a screen from Fernando. Lim, hesitation dribble, sidestep, loses control of the leather. Kick out pass, Lim, 4-3, jackpot! Carl Lim knocks down a 3-pointer, cutting CW Home Depot's lead to 1. Here comes Henderson Nash, guarded by Farillas, screen by Martin Co. Behind the back dribble, dumps a pass to the post. Martin Co. Muya, now to Ngo. Shot clock down to 7. Muya will attack. Drop pass. Stolen away by Wellington Yap. Counter steal by Mark Ngo. Passes it to the baseline. 5:06 remaining in the second. We have a mandatory substitution. We would like to thank our league sponsors, Exped Charcoal Socks, Experience Quality, Boysen, the #1 paint, Kauri Tap Room, serving international favorites with Filipino twists, Nike Park Access, Celsius Energy Drink, Live Fit, and Kaukai Thai Chicken House, good food, good friend. 5:06 remaining here in the second. As Ian Bellon inserted into the CW Home Depot unit, missed out on the first period as Kentong steps out of the Kentong steps in to the ball game. Exiting this ball game would be Henderson Nash. Fresh 5 here for the red shirts. Here comes Hans Yu Chua getting a screen from Christian Lee to Caleb Dihenko. Fires a 3. That is short. Andro Torres is there for the putback plus the foul. 3-point play opportunity here for Coach Andro Torres, formerly a head coach in the Stallion Cup Kids division. 1-point lead for the red shirts. Make that through a 30-28 lead for Zhoosh.PH, courtesy of a completed 3-point play by Andro Torres. Here comes Rajan Lee, guarded by Hans Yu Chua to Egan Billon. Back to Lee. Guarded by Hans Yu Chua. Lee, one-hander off the glass. That is no good. Lee with the rebound. Fires a pass. Caleb Dihenko. Bounce pass. Hans Yu Chua will miss a gimme. Rebound here by Rajan Lee. CW Home Depot looking to take advantage. Billion. Macklin Che. Jumper bottom. 4 points now in the ball game for Macklin Chen. We are tied at 30. Andro Torres now with the ball. Dumps a pass to Hans Yu Chua. to Christian Lee at the elbow. Step back. Jumper is good. 6 points now in the ballgame for Christian Lee. Exactly 4 minutes remaining in the second. Here comes Lee to Mao Muya. Post pass. Macklin Chen at the baseline. Another jumper. This time it comes up short. Forward pass. Stolen away here by Rajan Lee. Sidestep. Floater off the glass. He is fouled. The foul will be called against number 10, Jericho Ilagan. As Rajan Lee troops to the free throw line for a pair. Currently with 14 points and 6 rebounds, together with 2 assists. Leading all scorers in the second period. First free throw for Rajan is good. Cutting Zhoosh.PH lead to 1. 3 minutes and 39 remaining here in the second. As Rajan Lee, second free throw. That is a miss. Rebound by Ilagan. Hands it over to Andro Torres. Crossing the midcourt line. Torres with the ball. Guarded by Tong. Screen by Ilagan. Torres to the middle. Dump side pass. Yuchua for 3. In and out. Rebound by Macklin Chen. Gives it up to Rajan Lee. Starter step. Guarded by Caleb Dehenko. Lee will spin and a hand check foul will be called against Caleb Dehenko. That is team foul number 4. Number 3 rather. Against Zhoosh.PH. Ball stays here with the orange shirts. Mao Muya. Post pass. Macklin Chen against Ilagan. Chen will spin. Jumper. That is no good. Rebound by Christian Lee. Here comes Zhoosh.PH on the run. Hans Yuchua. Twisting layup. That is no good. Rebound by Macklin Chen. Here comes Egan Belion. Setting up the offense for the orange shirts. Belion finds Muya to Kentong with a fake. Finds an opening. Lays it in. Missing on that one. Rebound by Christian Lee. Zhoosh.PH now on the attack. Torres against Lee. Torres will miss. Ball tapped out of bounds. Ball will stay with the red shirts. With 15 on their shot clock. Baseline inbound play here. To be kicked off by Torres. Hans Yuchua to Lee at the elbow. Stepping back. Jumper. Bottom! 3-point advantage for Zhoosh.PH. Timeout requested by CW Home Depot. This timeout is brought to you by Exped Charcoal Socks. Experience quality. We will be back. Two and 34 remaining here in the second CW Home Depot with the possession. They are down by 3. Here comes Rajan Lee, guarded by Hans Yuchua. Switch with Dehenko. Belion, corner. Jay overcooks that one. Rebound by Andro Torres. Here comes the red shirts on the run. Lee fires a 3. In and out. Rebound by Macklin Chen. 2:13 remaining here in the second. Rajan Lee pulls it back out, waiting for his troops. Hans Yuchua looking to defend. Lee to Tung for 3. No good. Another rebound for Christian Lee. 2-minute mark here of the second. Lee, starter step, free throw line jumper. No good. Ball is tapped. Offensive board here by Andro Torres. Fresh 14 for the red shirts. Torres, leaner off the glass is good. 5 points now in the ball game for Andro Torres. A 5-point lead for Zhoosh.PH. 1:38 remaining in the second. Here comes Mao Muya. Calling out a play here for CW Home Depot. Guarded by Caleb Dehenko. To Rajan Lee. Eye to eye against Hans Yuchua. For 3. That won't work. Rebound. Picked up here by Jericho Ilagan. Here comes Zhoosh now. Again on the run. Dehenko. Drop pass. Shot fake. Hans Yuchua will score. 9 points now in the ball game for HYC. 7-point lead for Zhoosh. Here comes Lee. Crossover dribble against Hansu Chua. Finds the gap. He will score. Rajan Lee now with 17 in the ball game. And we're only in the first half. HYC for 3. He will miss. Rebound by Egan Belion. 53 seconds remaining here in the second. Lee guarded by Dihenko. Spinning. Ball is tapped. Oh, what a foul. Will be called against number 7. That is Andro Torres. That is foul number 1 against Coach Andro Torres. At the stripe, shooting 2 free throws will be Rajan Lee. Now with 17 in our ball game. 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists to be exact for this former De La Salle Green Archer. His team though is down by 5. 45.7 seconds remaining in the second. Again, our main game at 8:30 p.m. We have Boysen up against Shuna McDavid. As Rajan Lee prepares to shoot 2 free throws. First attempt for Rajan is good. 38-34 advantage for Zhoosh.PH with 45.7 seconds remaining here in the second. Here comes Lee. Second free throw. That is short. Rebound again for Christian Lee. That is rebound number 8 for Lee. Hansu Chua with the ball, guarded by Ken Tung. Hansu Chua to Torres. Sidestep. Place it in. Count the basket. That's the foul. Another 3-point play opportunity for Andro Torres. That play is brought to you by Celsius Energy Drink. Live it. 6-point advantage for Zhoosh.PH at the stripe. Taking another bonus free throw. It's Andro Torres. 31.9 seconds remaining here in the second. Torres, bonus free throw. It's good. 6 points now in the ball game for Coach Andro Torres. 25 seconds remaining here in the second. Here comes Rajan Lee. Defended by Hans Yu Chua. Shot clock at 10. Lee asking for the screen provided by Macklin Chen. Lee missing on that shot. Last shot time here for Zhoosh. Dihenko against Chen to Lee. Down the post. Easy two. 9-point advantage for Zhoosh.PH. And we end the first half with a 43-34 advantage for Zhoosh over CW Home Depot. This halftime break is brought to you by Kaukai Thai Chicken House. Good food, good friend. The third quarter when we come back. the second half of action between CW Home Depot and Zhoosh.PH. You're watching the Stallion Cup Exped Charcoal Soft Conference live from the AYSN Sports Center here in Domingo in San Juan. This is Jonas Reyes. You're live! Play-by-play anchor only for the Stallion Cup. A 4-point play to start of the period for Rajan Lee. Getting fouled by Josh Lim, taking the 3-pointer, extending his output to 21 in this small game. 21 of the 37 points of CW Home Depot, all coming from the hands of Rajan Lee. Missing though on the bonus. Lee with the rebound. Leaner. That won't work. Rebound by Jericho Ilagan. Oh! And an offensive foul will be called against Ilagan, landing an elbow to the face of Martin Co. Martin Co up on his feet. Walang mid. Ball back at the hands here of CW Home Depot. They are down by 6. Baseline inbound play by Mark Ngo. Egan Belion for 3. That is too strong. Rebound by Martin Co. Fresh 14 for the orange shirts. Here comes Lee. Guarded by Farillas. At the elbow to Henderson Nash. Guarded by Lim. To Mark Ngo. Martin Co. At the elbow. Guarded by Ilagan. Hook shot is good! 43-39 advantage for Zhoosh.PH. Here comes Josh Lim. Guarded by Belion. To Farillas. To the post. Lee. Jumper. That is no good. Rebound by Henderson Nash. 9:05 remaining here in the third. Nash pulls up for a 3. Jackpot! Another 3-pointer for Henderson Nash. The third 3-pointer of the ball game for CW Home Depot. Lead down to 1 for Zhoosh.PH. Lee losing control of the leather. A pickup by Farillas. Back to Lee. And a 3-second violation will be called against the orange shirts. Against the red shirts, Dad. Color blind. The orange shirts back with the possession. Here comes Henderson Nash. Crossing the midcourt line. To Rajan Lee. Guarded by Farillas. To Belion at the elbow. Martin Co. spinning. Ball slips out of his hands. Tungo. Baseline J. That is no good. Rebound by Ilagan. Now to Josh Lim. Defended by Nash. Lim. One-hander is good. Gorgeous shot there by Josh Lim. Extending. Zhoosh.PH lead to 3. Here comes Nash from the middle. Floater. It's good. Oh. Henderson Nash. Instant response. Lead down to 1 again. For the red shirts, still here. Lee to the rim. Touchdown. Lead. Back at the hands here of CW Home Depot. 46-45. 7:52 remaining in the third. We have a timeout brought to you by Exped Charcoal Socks. Experience quality. We will be back. Seven and 52 remaining here in the third. Zhoosh.PH down by 1. They have the possession. Here comes Hansu Chua. Guarded by Mark Ngo. Josh Lim. Corner 3. That is no good. Rebound by Henderson Nash. CW Home Depot looking to run. Rajan Lee controls the leather. Skies. Leaner. No good. Martin Co. with the putback. He will miss though. Egan Belion. Lefty jumper. Rims out. Fight for the loose ball. Picked up here by Martin Co. Drives baseline. Sidestep. And traveling violation will be called against Martin as Gian Fernando reports back into the ball game, replacing Corl Lim. Here comes HYC with a pass to Gian Fernando. Egan Belion going up for the steal. A retrieval there by Christian Lee. Back to Hansu Chua. Bounce pass. Josh Lim with a fake one-hander. That is no good. Another rebound for Martin Co. Rebound number 10 for Martin Ko. Here comes Henderson Nash. Getting a screen. Fires a 3. That is no good. Rebound by Christian Lee. Here comes Zhoosh.PH on the attack. To Fernando. Open for a 3. Jackpot! 6 points now in the ballgame for G and Fernando. Giving the lead back to Zhoosh.PH. 48 to 46. Here comes Henderson Nash with the ball. Directing traffic for the orange shirts. Rajan Lee to Nash. Back to Belion at the baseline. Guarded by Lee. Swings a pass. Rajan Lee. Shot clock down to 5. They have to fire. Lee looking for the gap. A jump ball though will be forced. Possession arrow in favor of Zhoosh.PH. Macklin Chen checking back into the ball game. He replaces Rajan Lee. 6 minutes and 20 remaining here in the third. Here comes Hans Yu Chua. Fernando, another 3. This time he misses. But Josh Lim is there for the cleanup job. 6 points now in the ballgame for Josh Lim. Extending. Zhoosh.PH lead to 4. Mark Ngo to Macklin Chen. Guarded by Fernando. Cross-court pass to Egan Belion. Uses the glass. Lays it in. No good. Martin Go fighting for the rebound. Ball tapped out of bounds by Jericho Ilagan. Ball will stay with the orange shirts. Belion to Nash. Goes up for a 3. No good. Rebound by Christian Lee. The red shirts have the numbers. Here comes Lim. Stolen away by Egan Belion to Martin Ko. 3-on-1 break here for the orange shirts. Nash. Leaner is good. Lead down to 2 for Zhoosh.PH. Great reflexes there by our map man. Ilagan. Inbound to Hans Yu Chua. Crossing the midcourt line. Defended by Belion. Screen by Christian Lee. Fernando will spin. Now at the baseline. Guarded by Chen. Finds Fernando against Nash. Fernando sidestep. Dumps a pass to Ilagan. To Lee. Open. For a 3. That is no good. Rebound by Mark Ngo. CW Home Depot. Slowing things down here. Ngo to a cutting Martin Go. Sidestep. Plays it in. No good. Rebound by Lee. To Hans Yu Chua against Nash. Yu Chua will score. 11 now in the ballgame for Hans Yu Chua. A 4-point advantage. For Zhoosh.PH, a foul will be called against Christian Lee as Wellington Yap returns to the ballgame, replacing Jericho Ilagan. Sideline inbound play here for CW Home Depot. They are down 52 to 48. Mark Ngo. Belion for 3. Jackpot! First basket and first 3-pointer of the ballgame for Egan Belion. Lead down to 1 for Zhoosh.PH. Here comes HYC. Guarded by Mark Ngo. Screen by Christian Lee. To Gian Fernando for 3. Bang! Bang! Another 3-pointer for Gian Fernando. Giving Zhoosh.PH a 55 to 51 lead. Here comes Henderson Nash. Guarded by HYC. To Mark Ngo. Macklin Chen. Back to Ngo. To Nash. Belion. At the elbow. Cross court. Mark Ngo. For 3. No good. Ball goes out of bounds in favor of Zhoosh.PH. We still have Marco Saplala here in our table. 10 and under player for Eagle Professional Tools. When's your next game? Sunday? Sunday? Not sure. Christian Lee, elbow J. That won't work. Rebound by Henderson Nash. CW Home Depot down by 4. Nash thinking 3. Behind the back dribble. Screen by Chen. Nash pulls it back out to Chen. Jumper. Bottom! Another mid-ranger by Macklin Chen. Cutting down. Zhoosh.PH lead to 2. Andrew Torres. Fernando. Long 3. No good. Lee with a putback. He will miss. A pick up here by Egan Belion. Bounce pass to Macklin Chen. Gets it back out to a cutting. Egan Belion. Near the baseline. Back to Chen. Against Andrew Torres. To Mark Ngo. Nash from the baseline. Shot fake. Pinoy step. Gets a foul from Wellington Yap. Substitution here for the orange shirts, Kentong and Rajan Lee back on the floor here for CW Home Depot. Henderson Nash, 13 points in the ball game. Make that 14. Together with 4 rebounds. Second free throw for Nash. It's good. Josh Lim here in the ball, coming back into the ball game, replacing Hans Yu Chua. We are tied at 55 with 2 and 55 remaining here in the third. Here comes Andro Torres. Setting up the table for the red shirts. Screen by Lee. Andro Torres thinking 3. Passes it to Josh Lim. Attacking middle. No. Oh. And an offensive foul will be called. There was a pickleball running into our floor. A pushing foul will be called though. Against Wellington. Yep. And with Zhoosh.PH in the penalty, that will send Rajan Lee to the free throw line for the pair as Jericho Ilagan replaces Christian Lee, taking a breather. 23 points for the evening for Rajan Lee together with 8 rebounds. Lining up for a pair of free throws. For that time for Rajan is no good. We are still tied at 55. Ashley reloads for the second free throw. Second attempt for Rajan. That one trickles out. Rebound picked up here by Wellington Yap. 2 and 35 remaining here in the third. Gian Fernando to Andro Torres, guarded by Lee. To Josh Lim at the corner, guarded by Nash. Fernando, 4-3. That one is short. Ball will go back to CW Home Depot with 2 and 17 remaining here in the third. Here comes Rajan Lee now with the ball. At the top of the key, bounce pass. Henderson Nash, Macklin Chen, another jumper, bottom! Off the net. Once again for Macklin Chen. 2-point lead for CW Home Depot as Andro Torres, guarded by Ken Tung with a bump, mid-range jumper. That is no good. Rebounds controlled here by Martin Ko with a pass to Rajan Lee. Wasn't expecting that pitch from Martin Ko. That is a turnover against the orange shirts. Ball going back here to the red shirts as a turnover story. 13-5 is our count. That one is it's a push shot by Wellington Yap. Ties things up at 57. 13 turnovers for Zhoosh and 5 for CW Home Depot is our count. Here comes Henderson Nash to Rajan Lee. Eye to eye against Andro Torres. Lee with a bounce pass. Macklin Chen at the baseline. Ball was tapped out of bounds by Gian Fernando. Carl Lim returns back to action for Zhoosh.PH. Baseline inbound play for the orange shirt. Here comes Ken Tung. Entry pass to Nash. Ball tapped out of bounds by Josh Lim. The ball will stay with CW Home Depot. Ken Tung with an inbound to Martin Ko. Down the paint. Kick out. Nash. 4-3. Jackpot! Woohoo! 3-pointer number 5 for CW Home Depot. Knocked down there by Henderson Nash. Lim trying to answer back. He will miss. And a pushing foul will be called. Oh, against Jericho Ilagan. And with Zhoosh.PH now in the penalty, that will send Martin Ko to the free throw line for a pair of free throws. Tournament averages of 17 points, 12.8 rebounds per contest for Martin Ko. First free throw. That is too strong. 6 points and 14 boards this evening for Martin. His team is up by 3. Second free throw for Ko is good. Extending CW Home Depot's lead to 4. A minute remaining here in the third. Here comes Andro Torres, guarded by Lee. Screen by Jericho Ilagan. Bounce pass. Josh Lim against Nash. Torres with a fake. Invitation dribble. Spinning. Jumper. That is short. Rebound battle, picked up here by Rajan Lee. Here comes the orange shirts now on the run. Lee against Torres. Drops a pass. Martin Go with a fake shot. It's no good. Macklin Chen put back. He will also miss. A pitch here to Andro Torres. 35 seconds remaining here in the third. Torres. Drop pass. Josh Lim. 3 defenders in front of him. But a foul downstairs will be called. Martin Go will be called for the personal foul. 29.7 seconds remaining here in the third. Sideline inbound play for Zhoosh.PH. They are down by 4. Ilagan finds Torres. Guarded by Lee. To Carl Lim. Back to Torres. Now defended by Tung. Torres. Kick out pass. Lim. 4-3. Jackpot! First 3-pointer of the ball game for Carl Lim. Cutting down. CW Home Depot's lead to 1. 10 seconds remaining here in the third. Last shot time for CW Home Depot. Rajan Lee asking for a screen with a runner off the glass. It's gone. Woo! We end the third with CW Home Depot ahead by 3, 63-60. This quarter break is brought to you by Kaukai Thai Chicken House. Good food, good friend. The fourth quarter when we come back. Quarter number 4 here between CW Home Depot and Zhoosh.PH. The 6th Stallion Cup Exped Charcoal Sox Conference Week 5. Our Week 4 results last Tuesday, Pet won Kent Floors, winning it 86-73 over Boysen, while Zhoosh.PH squad playing in our ball game, winning it 98-96 over Traverse Asia Builders. Then last Saturday, action continued here. The same venue, Studio 300, opening up our Saturday quadruple header with a win over CW Home Depot 71-69, followed by an 81-64 win by Fabriano Casio over Anthem Metro Shen. Our third game last Saturday, Bridgestone, winning it 91-86 over Razon, Halo and Palabok. 91-86 was the score in that ball game. And our fourth and final ball game last Saturday, Link & Co. CSI with an exciting victory over Shuna McDavid, 84-81. Phil Moniao nailing the game winner in that ball game. 9:29 remaining here in our game on hand. Rajan Lee at the free throw line. Missing though on the first. CW Home Depot ahead by 3. The orange shirts currently sitting at the number 8 spot with identical 2-2 records with Fabriano Casio, Bridgestone, and Anthem Metro Shen. And sitting on top of the team standings is Studio 300 with a perfect 4-0 record, followed by Link & Co. CSI, Pet One Kent Floors, and Zhoosh, all with 3-1 records. Leading down the list, tied at the number 9, 10, and 11 spots with identical 1-3 records are Razon, Halo and Palabok, Shuna McDavid, and Traverse Asia Builders. And at 12th place with an 0-4 record is Boysen. 2-point advantage for CW Home Depot. Henderson Nash to Lee with a jumper. That is no good. Rebound by Christian Lee with a pitch here. Hands Uchua against Nash. Sidestep. Uchua shot falls in. We are tied at 64 with 8:44 remaining here in the fourth. Again, our main game at 8:30 p.m. We have Boysen up against Shuna McDavid. Henderson Nash for 3. Comes up short. Rebound by Christian Lee. The red shirts wanting to run, but a steal here by Martin Ko. Nash slips down on the floor. Kentong fires a 3. That won't work. Ball is tapped. Ball will go the other way. Possession. Going back here to Zhoosh.PH. We are deadlocked at 64. 8 minutes and 17 here in the fourth period. Hands Chua. Hands it over to Andro Torres. Defended by Tung. Torres. To the post. Josh Lim to a cutting Christian Lee. He was fouled. The foul will be called against number 9. That is Martin Ko. Foul number 3 against Martin Ko. Christian Lee at the free throw line, trying to break this deadlock. First free throw for Lee is good. 11 points, 15 boards in this ball game for Christian Lee. 1 point advantage for Zhoosh.PH. Lining up for the second. Lee drains that one. 2 point lead for Zhoosh as Marco re-enters the ball game, replacing Macklin Chen. 8-minute mark of the fourth. Here comes Rajan Lee. Setting up the offense for the orange shirts. Guarded by Hans Chua. Screen by Martin Cook. Lee with the bounce pass. And it's on Nash. For a 3 block by Josh Lim. That shot block is brought to you by Kauri Tap Room. Serving international favorites with Filipino twist. Hans Chua. Fadeaway J. That goes where Christian Lee is there for the cleanup job. 4 point lead for Zhoosh.PH. Christian Lee knocks down 4 straight points. Henderson Nash, crossover to Lee against Torres. Kick out pass by Lee. Finds Henderson Nash against Hansi Chua. Near the free throw line to Lee. Jab stepping. Shot lock down to 3. Lee. Jumper. That is short. Ball going out of bounds in favor of Zhoosh.PH. 7 minutes and 14 remaining here in the fourth. Egan Billion subs out Ken Tung. Hans Chua. Setting up the offense for Zhoosh. Guarded by Billion. Screen by Lee. Lee with the ball. Jumper. That is too strong. Rebound by Egan Billion with a bounce pass to Martin Go. To Rajan Lee. Power move to the rim. Kick out pass. Billion. Guarded by Ilagan. To Lee against Torres. Trying to go baseline. Billion. 4-3. No good. Rebound by Hans Chua. Stepping on the gas. HYC is fouled. The foul will be called against Egan Billion. Macklin Chen back in the ball game, replacing Martin Ko. Inbound from the baseline. Inbound from the baseline here for Zhoosh.PH. They are ahead by 4. Ilagan. Looking for the target. HYC for 3. Jackpot! 16 points now in the ballgame for Hans Chua. 3-pointer number 7 for Zhoosh. 6:38 remaining in the fourth. This timeout is brought to you by Xped Charcoal Socks. Experience quality. We will be back. CW Home Depot now with the possession. Down by 7. Here comes Rajan Lee, guarded by Torres. Lee looking for the gap, and a jump ball is called. Possession arrow is in favor of Zhoosh.PH. An unproductive trip down the line on the under end of the floor there for CW Home Depot. Ball back at the hands here of Zhoosh.PH. Going to extend this 71 to 64 lead. Torres getting a screen from Christian Lee. Lee now with the leather, guarded by Rajan Lee to Josh Lim with a fake. Lays it in, block. Net up on top by Martin Ko. That shot block is brought to you by Kauri Tap Room, serving international favorites with Filipino twists. Baseline inbound by Wellington Yap. Finds Hansu Chua near the baseline. Kick out to Andro Torres. Shot clock down to 4. They have to fire. Torres. Drop pass. Christian Lee to the rim. He will score. 6 points now in the period for Christian Lee. Extending. Zhoosh.PH lead to 9. Here comes Egan Billion at the elbow. To Macklin Chen. Back to Billion. To Henderson Nash. Back to Rajan Lee. Sidestep. Plays it in. He was fouled. The foul will be called against number 2. That is Christian Lee. Personal foul. Number 3 against Christian Lee. That will send Rajan Lee to the free throw line for a pair of free throws. Already with 26 points in this ball game, together with 10 rebounds. 5 minutes and 44 remaining here in the fourth. CW Home Depot down by 9. Short on the first. Score remains at 73-64. As Rajan Lee reloads for the second free throw. Again, our main game. Following this one, at 8:30 p.m., we have Boysen up against Shuna McDavid. Second free throw is also a miss for Rajan Lee, but he tracked down the loose ball. Fresh 14 for the orange shirts. Here comes Billion to Henderson Nash. Long 3. That is too strong. Ball goes out of bounds. Straight to the bench of Zhoosh.PH. 5 minutes and 32 remaining here in the fourth. A Zhoosh quarter so far. They have outscored CW Home Depot 13-1. As Andro Torres sets up the offense for the red shirts. Torres now with the ball. Hansu Chua for 3. Jackpot! Another 3-pointer for Hansu Chua. He has now 19 in the ball game. 12-point advantage for Zhoosh.PH. Henderson Nash. Guarded by Torres. Down to Lee. Guarded again by Torres. Nash. Open for the 3. Bang! Bang! First field goal of the period for CW Home Depot is a Henderson Nash 3-pointer. 76-67 advantage though for Zhoosh. Here comes Andro Torres. Getting a screen from Christian Lee. Fires a 3. That is too strong. Rebound by Martin Ko. CW Home Depot looking to attack. Henderson Nash. Oh, pass is too high for Macklin Chen. That is a turnover against the orange shirts. Mark Moore enters the ball game, replacing Egan Billion with 4:30 remaining in the fourth. Here comes Andro Torres, crossing the midcourt line. Defended by Ngo. Back to Josh Lim. Sidestep. Hansu Chua with a fake, stepping back. 3-pointer. Jackpot! Oh! 3-pointer, number 9 for Zhoosh.PH. Rajan Lee answering back. No good. Rebound by Andro Torres. 12-point advantage for Zhoosh.PH. Hansu Chua to Lee against Chen. Lee with the ball. With a runner. He will score! Wow! Christian Lee and Hansu Chua teaming up in the fourth, giving Zhoosh.PH a 14-point lead. Martin Ko missing on the 3-point try. Rebound by Christian Lee. Zhoosh.PH looking to extend this 14-point lead. Torres to the rim. He fouled. The foul will be called against Rajan Lee, his second of the ball game, sending Andro Torres to the free throw line for a pair of free throws. 19 points now in the ball game. 8 points in the ball game rather for Andro Torres, together with 4 rebounds and 6 assists. Missing though on the first. 3 minutes and 35 remaining here in the fourth. May nagpapa-shout out. Inigo Saplala, one of our players in the Stallion Cup teams. Brother of Marco Saplala, asking for a shout out. Shout out sa iyo dyan, Inigo. Jumper is good again for Macklin Chen. Now in double figures with 10. And CW Home Depot down by 12. Torres. Hansu Chua. Now to Christian Lee. Hands it over to Andro Torres. Looking at the clock. Defended by Rajan Lee. And we have Guts De La Paz here. Josh Lim to the rim. Kick out pass. Hansu Chua. 4-3. That is short. Rebound battle. But a loose ball foul will be called against number 30. That is Josh Lim. Ball back at the hands here of CW Home Depot. They need baskets. Less than 3 minutes remaining here in the fourth. Here comes Henderson Nash to Mark Ngo. Pulls up for a jumper. That is good. 4 points now in the ball game for Mark Ngo together with 8 rebounds. Still a double-digit advantage for Zhoosh.PH. Andro Torres. Forward pass to Josh Lim. Defended by Ko. Lim lays it in. No good. Rebound by Mark Ngo. Passes it to Macklin Chen. 2:28 remaining in the fourth. Chen pulls off for a mid-range jumper. That one bounces over the board. But Martin Ko is there for the offensive rebound. Holding foul will be called against Andro Torres. 2 minutes and 18 remaining here in the fourth. A timeout requested by Zhoosh.PH. This timeout is brought to you by Xped Charcoal Socks. Experience quality. We will be back. Baseline inbound play here for CW Home Depot. Down by 10. Lee finds Mark Ngo. Open for a three. That one goes over the backboard. Ball going back here to Zhoosh.PH. 2 minutes and 12 remaining here in the fourth. As we neared the last 2 minutes of our ball game, here comes Hanshu Chua. Bothered by Mark Ngo. Crossing the mid-court line. Screen by Ilagan to Torres. Zhoosh.PH managing the clock. Last 2 minute call brought to you by Xped Charcoal Socks. Experience quality. Andro Torres to Christian Lee. Down the paint. Lee will miss. Rebound by Jericho Ilagan. Fresh 14 for the red shirts. Andro Torres. Guarded by Ngo. To Josh Lim. Finding a gap. Plays it in. He will score! Plus the foul. 3-point play opportunity brought to you by Celsius Energy Drink. Live fit. Josh Lim now also in double figures. 10 points now in the ballgame together with 5 rebounds and 4 assists. An 83-71 advantage for Zhoosh.PH. Bonus charity for Lim. That is too strong. Rebound by Martin Ko. Hands it over to Rayjan Lee. Guarded by Hanshu Chua. Lee. Leaner. It's no good. Another rebound for Hanshu Chua. Pounded here by Martin Ko. Oh! He is stripped up there by Martin Ko. Both teams now in the penalty with 1:23 remaining in the fourth. That is foul number 4. Oh, that is the 5th and final foul against Martin Ko. At the free throw line now, it's Hanshu Chua. 1 minute and 23 remaining here in the fourth. HYC with 22 points, 1 rebound, and 2 assists in this ball game. And Marco Saplala is practicing his handwriting here in our desk. We have Marco Saplala, 30 Saplala, and Guts de la Paz here inside our venue watching some Stallion Cup Adults version. Egan Million back in the ball game. Platoon sub here. Oh, we have Caleb Dehenko and JB Aliling all in the ball game here for the red shirts. Egan Million at the elbow, defended by Andro Torres. Down to Mark Ngo, bothered by Aliling. Now to Rayjan Lee. Henderson Nash down the post, guarded by Christian Lee. Shot clock at 10. Lee fires a 3. That is offline. Rebound by Macklin Chen from the baseline. Jumper, bottom! Barrow. Exactly a minute remaining here in the first. Here comes Christian Lee to Caleb Dehenko. And a jump ball will be forced here. Mark Ngo and Caleb Dihenko entangled for the leather. CW Home Depot gets the ball back via the possession arrow with 51.1 seconds remaining in the fourth. Sideline inbound play here. Bellion to Lee. Bellion for three. That won't work. Rebound by Christian Lee. Oh, stolen away. Egan Bellion. Short stab. It's good. 5 points and 3 rebounds in the ball game for Egan Bellion. Andro Torres tasked with the inbound. Here comes Torres now with the ball. Double team by the orange shirts. To Aliling. To Ilaga near the free throw line. Back to Aliling. Now to Torres. Guarded by Lee. The red shirts wasting away the clock. To Lee behind the back pass. Jericho Ilagan with 2 seconds on the shot clock. Dihenko for 3. No good. Dihenko with the rebound. Mid-range J. Also a miss. Egan Billion. Long pass. Henryson Nash for 3. No good. And a rebound by JB Aliling will close out this ball game. An 85-75 victory for Zhoosh.PH over CW Home Depot. That is win number 4 for Zhoosh against 1 loss. Meanwhile, CW Home Depot drops down to 2-3. Our player of the game interviews when we come back. We have here our boys in the number 1 painter of the ball game, Hans Yu Chua, HYC, leading Zhoosh to a victory against CW Home Depot to the scoreline of 85-75, 24 points, 4 of 8 shooting from 3-point country together with 2 rebounds. Una muna sir, you started off the tournament with a loss, racking up 4 straight victories, a 4-1 record. What were the adjustments made by your team to sustain this run?
I think dun sa after nung first game, we were able to build chemistry and actually like the other day, I mean last game, we had like a team dinner. So I think yung bond namin it gets better along the tournament.
Again, we're nearing the midway of the tournament, no? How do you think will you be able to build up more wins going through the end of the elimination round?
Maintain namin yung our chemistry and we have to limit our turnovers because we're like top 1 or 2 in turnovers for the whole league. So yeah, that's the main thing, limit.
Again, the game was streamed live over at the official YouTube page of the Stallion Cup. Anyone you want to greet or give a shout out to?
Of course, to my parents who's watching here right now, to my teammates for a great game, to Maxine, and yeah.
Again, that's our best player of the ball game, HYC, Hans Yu Chu, 24 points, 4 of 8 shooting from 3-point country, leading Zhoosh to an 85-75 victory over CW Home Depot. Our main game, when we come back, we have Boysen up against Shuna McDavid. You're still watching the Season 6 of the Stallion Cup X-Med Charcoal Songs Conference.